It's time for the Greg Gory Show.
And now, the Greg Gory Show, underwritten by iHeartMedia and Woody Show Productions. Here's your host, Greg Gory.
Oh, go on. Well, good morning and welcome to the Greg Gory Show. I am your host, Greg Gory, and today, love is in the air because it's Valentine's Day. Now, before we get started, a word of advice. Don't let your friends, your colleagues, or the partners at your law firm try to put a damper on your romantic spirit this time of year. You may hear the word, quote, disgusting, or perhaps, quote, pee-whipped, or maybe the immature, quote, yuck. But don't let that stop you from getting your romance on. Now, generally, I would advise you to let your assistant handle the details or the concierge with your American Express black card, but I realize that's not realistic. You've probably given them the day off. And that leads us to today's lovely treat on the Greg Gory Show, and that is affordable ways to wow your Valentine. You can be a heartbreaker without breaking the bank. It is true. And it comes down to a few steps. And I've even created a mnemonic device to help you remember. Lily's Opus 1, Versace, Europe. It spells love. It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
And apparently it's far more user-friendly than my previous mnemonic device of Vera Wang, Aspen, Lalique, Endive, Nordstrom, Tahiti, Isaac Mizrahi, Nice, Emeralds. That spells Valentine.
Oh, kidding.
So let's start with the L in love, lilies. Now, flowers, as you know, are the cornerstone of Valentine's Day. Roses, they're acceptable, sure, but they're just so common. And they may clash with the decor of the recipient. Can you imagine the terror one must experience when they feel obligated to display a vase of pink roses on a sofa table that's adjacent to a green couch?
Horror show.
I cannot imagine the visual. I'm sure you can't either. And yes, it is acceptable to purchase flowers at your local grocery store. I guess it's also acceptable to light your candles by rubbing two sticks together. In other words, don't. Buying your flowers on Valentine's Day is a gateway chore. Next thing you know, you're folding your own laundry or you're loading your own dishwasher. Now go with lilies in white. They're classic, unexpected, and most importantly, they will not clash. And ladies, don't make the mistake of thinking men don't want to be on the receiving end of a flower delivery. I oft display a fresh arrangement betwixt my dining table and wine bar, as I'm sure you do too.
Naturally.
Now, of course, you could skip the flowers altogether and go straight to jewelry, because nothing spells love quite like Cartier. As for the O in love, Opus 1, I use that as a generic term for alcohol, wine, champagne, cocktails alike. Not only lubricant for the palate, but lubricant for the pants.
Oh.
Think of it in terms of foie gras. You wouldn't serve it without a good Pinot Gris. And you wouldn't have a successful Valentine's Day without alcohol. Think Cristal, Chateau Lafite, Rothschild. Amazing and affordable. Now the V is for Versace. Again, I use this as a generic term too, but you get the gist. Surprise your lady with a gown, custom tailored, handmade by her favorite designer. Now this takes planning. You cannot do this on your own. The wearer must accompany you to Rodeo Drive. And I know what you must be thinking, but I don't live anywhere near Beverly Hills. Well, that's why they invented the private jet and the town car. Just remember, don't ever buy attire for your partner without a private fitting. Now, there's nothing more humiliating than trying on that Brunello Cucinelli blazer in front of the giver, only to realize it could have been taken in a quarter inch.
Oh, no.
And ladies and gentlemen, do not limit all non-floral gifts to couture. Think automobiles. A fresh new look for the carriage house. A private performance with your lover's favorite pop star. And I dare you, this is a fun dare, try to find the man who would not love a set of Rolls-Royce Wraith luggage.
Can't find him.
Retails at a very doable $48,854.
Nice.
Reasonable. Reasonable.
Now, finally, is the E in Europe. Surprise your lover with a trip to Italy. It's one thing to give him a bottle of Massetto Toscana, and it's quite another to simply take him to Tuscany, where the wine is made, where you can custom label it for the occasion. I once went to a wedding at the Ritz-Carlton where each bridesmaid and groomsman had their own limousine. The wedding gift to the happy couple was an actual house in Tiburon, but I tell you, those personalized labels on each and every guest bottle of champagne, yeah, that was special. And that's the key. Make your Valentine feel special. Take that jaunt to Tuscany. It'll be a memorable trip it won't make a big hit to your budget. Everybody wins. Now I see we do have a call from Constantine in Nantucket.
Hello, Greg Gory. This is all very inspiring, such illustrious pieces of advice, elegant yet affordable. I have a question, though.
All right.
After Valentine's Day dinner with Buffy at Cezanne, I plan to serve a Moet Chandon Dom Perignon Charles and Diana 1961. Shall I serve it in a Waterford Ballet ribbon essence flutes or go with the Milano Crystal halos? I'll take your answer off the air.
Well, I will say this. This is not the first Greg Gory Show, but that sure was the first trick question we've ever had.
I was about to say, I think I know the problem.
Right. You're going to want to go with your Dom Louis XV white flute. It reeks of elegance. And thanks for the call. Nice try, by the way. One final thought.
Freister?
A hand-delivered token of love is adorable, yes, but let's leave that to the elementary school children. The vice president of a prestigious bank would be quite mortified if her Romeo strolled in and simply plunked down a box of Pierre Marcolini chocolates on her secretary's desk. Now, sadly, that is all the time we have today, but join us next time on The Greg Gory Show when we'll be discussing the underappreciated three-tined fork. Until then, I'm Greg Gory. Cheers and ciao.
There you go.
Yes.
Affordable
All
gift
affordable
ideas
stuff.
to wow your Valentine.
You're armed with information now.